Hey guys, so continuing on from the blog post that I wrote earlier in the week, looking at footwear and how footwear affects our feet. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 ways that we can actually mobilize the foot and ankle. So the blog post looked at what footwear does to our feet, the adverse effects that it has, and what we can do in terms of the type of shoes that we select to wear on a regular basis. And in this video, it's kind of a follow-up video. We're looking at 3 ways that we can actually improve our foot mobility, strength and dexterity. So the first drill is going to be a circumduction of the foot. So you're basically going to lift your leg up off the floor. You can put your hand behind your knee like this. So you just kind of got the dead weight of your leg in your hand. And then what you're going to do is just make circles with your ankle. Now, the ankle and foot have a ton of bones, a ton of muscles, a ton of ligaments, a ton of tendons, and they've got a ton of options in terms of the positions that your foot can move into. Now, it's difficult to mobilize all those possible positions, but what we can do is if we make circles, that allows us to cover a large range of possible movements that we can do. So I would do about 10 of these going one way, just making circles, and then 10 the other way. And then once you've done that, the next drill is going to be a myofascial release drill. So we're using a lacrosse ball for this. On the underside of your feet have about 5 layers of fascia, which is like tendinous tissue, which runs underneath your feet. And if those layers get stuck together, which is pretty common, you won't have they're supposed to slide on top of each other like this, and oftentimes they kind of get stuck to each other. Often, the most common reason for that is immobility or not moving enough, essentially. So, what you can do is take a lacrosse ball to the underside of the foot and start to mobilize that out a little bit. So, I'm just rolling the ball underneath the underside of my foot. And you can kind of explore some different positions here, inside of the foot, outside of the foot. I know for me, there's a really hot spot underneath my toe. So I'm going to put the ball right in that hot spot, and then I'm going to start to move my toes like this. And that's a nice little way to tack and stretch. So that's just helping release that area which is particularly sore for me. Okay. So you would do maybe 2 minutes on one side and then 2 minutes working on the other side. It's not particularly pleasant or joyful experience, but it's very beneficial for mobilizing your feet. The last drill is a drill I got from Gary Gray. He's a physical therapist, a physio, and it looks like this. Basically what you're going to do is stand facing a wall. In this instance I'm using the pull-up rig. So you're going to stand on one foot like this. This is the ankle I'm mobilizing. What I'm going to do is try and push my knee to start with, straight forward over my toes and then back up. Straight forward over my toes. So what I'm trying to do is improve dorsiflexion at this ankle, which is closing that ankle joint and then coming back up. Push the knee forward, come back up. And you're not trying to hang out there for ages, you just go into end range and then coming back up. And then what you can do, once you've done, let's say 10 to the front, you can do 10 to the inside. So you would drop the knee down towards the inside, and now I'm starting to use this other leg as kind of a driver for the movement. So now if you look at my foot, my knee is going forward and in. My arch collapses, that's okay. I'm dropping that knee forward, and then I'm going to go to the outside. It's that varus stress on the knee. So the knee goes to the outside. I'm almost trying to push the knee out over my little toe. 10 in each direction should be enough. Same thing on the other leg. So you've got 10 circles to start with on each leg, 2 minutes on the lacrosse ball under each foot, and then your Gary Gray ankle mobility drills, 10 in each direction on each leg, and that should have your feet and ankles feeling a lot more mobile. You can do that as often as every day. All right, hope that helps.